Why Satan didn't worship idols, but still ended up in hell. Most people think of evil as obvious. Worshipping idols, murder, zina, alcohol, kufr. But here's the shocking truth. Shaytan didn't do any of that. He never worshipped idols. He believed in Allah. He spent thousands of years worshipping alongside the angels. Yet Allah cursed him forever. Why? This one question reveals something terrifying about ourselves. Because if Shaytan believed in Allah and still ended up in hell, what about us? Shaytan isn't an atheist. He literally said, "My Lord, grant me respite until the day they are resurrected." He knows Allah exists. He believes in the day of judgment. He even makes dua to Allah. And Allah even answered that dua. So where did it all go wrong? When Allah created Adam, He commanded the angels and Iblis to bow in respect, not worship. And when we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam, they all did, but Iblis refused and was arrogant and became of the disbelievers. Why did he refuse? Because he thought he was better. I am better than him. You created me from fire, and you created him from clay. That's it. That was the moment. One command, one rejection, one moment of pride, and everything he ever did was wiped away. Now, pause and ask yourself, are we ever like Iblis? Have you ever thought, I pray more than her? I know more than him. I would never sin like that person. That's exactly how Shaytan thought. He didn't fall because of disbelief. He fell because of ego. He couldn't handle someone else being honored. He couldn't obey when his pride was on the line. And that made him a kafir, not because he stopped believing in Allah, but because he refused to obey Allah. Listen to what the Prophet Muhammad said. No one will enter paradise who has even a mustard seed of pride in their heart. Just think about that. Shaitan's whole problem was not submission. He didn't say, Allah doesn't exist. He said, I don't want to follow this command. It's the disease of the heart that silently destroys faith. Pride is silent. It doesn't look like sin. It looks like self-righteousness. You might pray, fast, memorize Quran, give charity. But if you think you're better than someone, you're already infected with what destroyed Shaytan. That's why Islam is not just about rituals. It's about submission. You're not just obeying rules. You're surrendering your ego to Allah. So how do we protect ourselves from becoming like Shaytan? Stay humble. Never assume you're safe. Even the most pious can fall if arrogance creeps in. So obey completely, even if the command doesn't make sense to you. Submit. That's Islam. Check your heart. Always ask, am I doing this for Allah or to feel better than others? Make dua. The Prophet used to say, O Allah, purify my heart from hypocrisy and my actions from showing off. Even he, our beloved Prophet, worried about pride. What about us? The scariest part. Shaytan was close to Allah in worship, but he was far from Allah in submission. So don't be deceived by how many good deeds you do. Ask yourself, am I obeying Allah even when it hurts my ego? That's the real test. Because Shaytan failed it, and he's now the eternal symbol of what happens when pride wins. Shaytan didn't fall because he refused to worship. He fell because he refused to submit. And if we're not careful, we might follow him while thinking we're guided. Subscribe to Globalization of Islam for more deep Islamic content that opens your heart and mind.